I thought it would be fun to show you how I built my pedal board and listen to it a little bit. Don't worry, in a future video I will explain what the signal chain is and why I chose these particular pedals. This is the dry sound of the bass bypassing the pedal board, and now let's turn it on. The overall idea of this pedal board is having an all-in-one solution for both studio and stage. The input is split in two. There's a clean channel with a low-end boost, a high-pass filter and a compressor, and the other channel includes mostly saturation pedals and the capo preamp. These two signals are then mixed back together and blended with the 2 notes opus that I use as a cap sim. Final signal is sent to the audio interface through the DI output of the capo preamp. It's a bit complicated, but we'll get back to it in another video. However, if you have any questions or doubts that pop up in your mind while watching this video, you can always let me know in the comments section. I will give you a written answer, or perhaps keep these questions for the future video. So I had a piece of plywood that was just the right size for this pedal train suitcase that I bought secondhand. So what I did first is draw all the holes where the cables go and double checked by placing the pedals in their places. First is the One Control Agamide tail loop. Love the size and the fact that you can program it. Then the Peterson tuner, the 05 lowrider that I use for the clean channel, the FFX missing piece along with the cast leather albatross. Janis Miesniks, the Commodore percolator, the Lucid Hand ground and pound, and I added lately the MXR bass comp. Top row is the Scene Effect H24 high pass filter and the Beckos mini compressor. Then the DPFX 2-loop blender, the One Control Mosquito blender for the 2 notes opus, and finally the Jad Freer capo preamp. So first I'm going to drill some holes to insert the blade of the jigsaw. It's always a good idea to put an old flat piece of wood under so that the wood you're drilling the holes in doesn't crack on the other side. Then I use a wood file to straighten out the holes. We're going to clean with some sandpaper, make sure we get rid of wood chips on both faces of the board and on the sides. We're also going to round off the corners so that there aren't any sharp edges that could cut our fingers when moving the board around. We are all sanded and ready for staining. I am using water-based black pigments. Now we're going to use some soft steel wood to polish the wood and get rid of wood hair that might have popped up because of the water. And besides, the board will be softer to touch afterwards. Now we are drilling some holes for the screwable feet. I think that's what they are called. I glued the hex nuts with a flexible glue. I hope it will last, otherwise I will have to use epoxy. I can't believe I didn't record applying the layer of hard oil on the board. Sorry about that. Here I am measuring the size of the soft velcro strips that we are going to cut and stick to the board. Velcro to hold the power supplies. I discovered that the power supplies were touching the floor, so I had to find a solution. I head out to the hardware store and bought a couple of rubber door stoppers. They were a bit high, so I cut them to 1.5 centimeters and it did the trick. I use the same cables as on my previous board, so I have to adapt some of them to the new one. So I use Rockboard solderless cables. For me, they work just fine and I'm happy with them. Here's how you angle the cable at 90 degrees to connect to the jack. Sorry about the camera angle, I should have chosen another. So finally, I connected all the audio and power cables. And now I gotta figure out how to clean up this cable mess. And this is the end result, with the cables more or less fastened so that they at least stay put. They might not be the most elegant way to do it, but I spent enough time already. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or doubts about what you saw and heard, well, let me know. Again, I will try to answer your questions in the most coherent way in the comments section, and I might even use your questions in the future video of the board. If you want to help the channel grow, like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at the Weatherbase channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.